over here!
What is up, ladies and exiles? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Little Freightron, and welcome back to Conan Exiles, episode number 2 of what the heck is going on here in Conan Exiles. And today's video, we are continuing after the first episode. We were playing on server 3558, just interrupting a war between CBA, who has been accused of having lag switches in their team, and number one NA, whatever they're called, guilty of having a potential mesh base somewhere. Accusations are all over the place. Fighting is everywhere. PvP is wild. The server's lagging like crazy. We all know how it is in Conan Exiles 2026, even though this was technically in 2025. So as we can see right here, this is some late night PvP, and I just happened to be running across some members of number 1 NA, and I decided to take them on in a nice little 2v1 situation. I didn't really have much to lose, but at the same time, the armor I was wearing, which by the way is pay to win, this is the medium light armor set you can buy in the bazaar. I believe each armor piece, when crafted by a tier 4 armorer, it gives you 17 stamina, I think, maybe 12 to 17 stamina, something like that. You get a lot of stamina basically, and if you want to be able to take out a grub kit and just go in strength and then, you know, just wear this armor, it'll completely save you on stamina, and you can still hit like a truck, but you are a glass cannon, so you have to remember there is no epic variation of this armor. This is specifically just decorational armor, basically. Doesn't provide any advantage, but at the same time it has good stats. Anyways, enough of that. We are currently fighting them at the Brimstone Ob. However, this fight was unfortunately short-lived, as you could see here. Despite me using an ancient Lemurian axe, which is definitely not in the meta for PvP. Maybe in the water PvP, this is extremely optimal, especially if crafted by a bladesmith. I hit him a couple times, not expecting to kill him, and they push off, giving me no chance of being able to finish them off. If this was a 1v1 situation, that's different. But they have a teammate, and sometimes when you come across people, especially when they have numbers, you can hit them just a couple times and they'll get no less than 500 HP, still more than half their health, and more than capable of defending themselves. But they will push back and pop that little bit of a potion and just give themselves a heal, despite having the numbers and, you know, the better gear. But we're not going to talk about that. That's not what the point of this video is. So after we wrapped things up here, there wasn't really too much else happening at Brimstone, because apparently this happened at the end of the first episode. So apparently this was happening on the same day, or it's supposed to be in episode 1, but I just didn't include it. I wasn't keeping a good track of time. But eventually we do wrap things up here, and we move on into the next day, where we are currently back at our base, which at the time was called Tyros Passage, I believe what it was. And this was actually my first time actually living on the server. I've never built here, I've never lived here, I've never defended from it, nothing like that. However, unfortunately, number 1 NA had actually found where we lived, and unsurprisingly, they had set up a massive fob outside our base with the intention of either raiding or PvPing. Not sure what it is, but if you guys think it's big now, your opinion will change in the next few episodes as we see more of what happens on the server. And supposedly, number 1 NA, actually, I believe one of them actually did tell me. I'll have to look through images or footage or whatever if I have it or not. I was told that they actually preferred to fight me and my guys instead of CBA. Not only because they fought CBA for so long, but also CBA, once again, if you guys remember, they had always been accused, or had been, I guess, guilty of lag switching. But again, at the time, I did not see this yet, nor did I know if it was even true or not. But basically, number 1 NA would alternate. If they went after CBA and it didn't go well, they would go after us. If it didn't go well for us, they go back to CBA. These guys basically go all over the place, kind of like the triangle effect. Just like if we go to CBA, it doesn't go well, we fight number 1 NA. If we fight number 1 NA and it doesn't go well, we go back to CBA. This happens on both sides, essentially. So you'll see as I go outside the base, apparently Unstable and NJ are busy fighting some members of number 1 NA. I believe one of them is Smelly, which is, by the way, I am Cupid on an alt account, I've been told, and I know it's him too, because him and I spoke quite a bit. And the other teammate, I believe, which was Mommy, which, I mean, I know a lot of you guys know who that is. And yeah, we basically just had to try and stop them from building more. If you wanna, Daddy? How you doing, buddy? I'm about to kill him too. I'm killing Daddy. What's up, motherfucker? He's dead. He's loaded. He's loaded. He's loaded. He's loaded. Hey, we got a Beck to Corbin from that. Oh my, we just got all that right now? Damn. Eventually things died down here, and there was a couple more of them at Brimstone causing some trouble. So me and Clutch and NJ went over there to try and intercept, and it was practically over before it even started. Lock and Clutch, we gotta do this 2v2. Maybe they'll grow some balls and they'll walk out from the fob. There's 2 of us and 2 of them. They should get the balls, but their third might show up too, so. Oh, they walked it at the other end. Smelly once. A little tag. They're gonna come after me because I'm hit. Oh, he hit me through my roll. I hit them both. Oh, you might. Nice! Good job, good job! Oh! Bro, just became fucking whack-a-mole, dude. He just bonked them both in the fucking head. Clutch, are you good?
I'm chilling.
Of course he's chilling.
Sniper.
DNA is wondering, like, what the fuck
fat.
happened to my team?
Which one was ours? I got a depot. I got 2 kills.
I'll take you to it. Yeah, so, like, as you guys saw, that fight was really short-lived. Like, we were, like, in and out, basically. I will admit, some of our guys were there fighting them before we arrived, and there were some casualties on our part, but luckily we were able to make it back very quickly, and by the time B&A did show up, he didn't really actually fight us. He just went into the fob and kind of remained there until eventually more of his guys presumably would show up, but we were no longer there because we had taken everything back to the base and we were getting things ready because raid time was going to be starting very shortly. I'm not going to really stick around a whole bunch for like the small fights. There is a lot of PvP that occurred on this server, but I'm only going to be keeping, like, you know, maybe the really good fights or the good footage. Because, again, I'm really trying to skim through this series as fast as I can. Because there's no real story to it. And this is just covering up, like, the highlights, essentially. I'll always keep it up as, like, a background. You know, actually, I'll put it up right here. That way you guys can, like, see, you know, the small fights that were happening in the background. So, unsurprisingly, NA Clan showed up. They were going to fight us, PvP us a good bit. And we see the big fob that they have set up, and the main goal was just to try and deter them and destroy some of the fob because they were actually building it a bit close to our territory. But that was basically what summed up most of this day, if I'm correct. Yeah. But eventually, when things died down at our base, Cupid and the NA Clan, whatever they claimed to be, their plan did not work for PvP. Both their fobs got disabled. Their numbers went down after they had casualties. Things quieted down and things were looking pretty good for us. So I decided to go to the South Jungle just to explore and see what CBA could be up to because a bunch of them were online, but none of them showed up for the fight. However, I noticed one guy that was online in their clan that I'm pretty sure all of us know, and all of us have probably run into the person or have known the person before or heard of the person because we know what this person does. Yep, you're right, it's Oka. And this is the first time I'm actually encountering Oka on the server, despite it being only our second or third day, and I wanted to see if the lag switching rumors were true. And just look at that. Look at that.
He lag switched me.
Unbelievable. No reason to switch, you know. No warning. There was no warning. You see the target, switch, 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 switch. And I'm pretty sure Oka had no, like any, I guess, player with good morals would say they have a reason to do such thing against someone. I do it because they cheat. In Oka's case, he just straight up did it at the sight of me. And this is not surprising to me at all because, you know, Oka and I have a bit of a history. I have posted videos about Oka switching, talked about lag switching, and this is when Oka was in the spotlight for being known as the only lag switcher of Conan at the time, or at least one of the big ones on console for PS4, or PS5, console PS5. And Oka would go around and all the different quote-unquote veteran clans, play with all of them, and people would like use him as their secret weapon if shit hit the fan in PvP, basically. I mean, isn't that how it goes nowadays in Conan Exiles, you know, PvP? Correct me if I'm wrong. But long story short, me having made and posted videos about Oka, putting him in the spotlight and, you know, putting the guy on blast for doing what he did and kind of being the spark of what Conan PvP has become, because if one guy learns it, other people learn it. This kind of put a target on my back, and I knew it was going to be on site the moment he saw me, which is why I went over there in the first place, just to get my proof of the whole thing. And because of that, yeah, we have our answer. Now we know that Oka, who is, you know, the lag switcher, is part of CBA, and CBA was confirmed a group that had lag switchers in their clan. So that is one thing that we were able to solve, which again, I'm not really surprised because some of the people in that clan have used lag switching against me before. So I was kind of like just waiting to see it myself. It's not that I didn't believe them. It's just in my situation, especially whenever like I do videos and stuff like that, I would rather have actual evidence and have actual footage and proof, and even more than proof, proof on top of proof, before I say stuff, because it's not really smart to go around just making assumptions based on stuff you heard from other people, if that makes sense. And you know, people talk a lot on Facebook, on PS app. People tend to talk, and you learn a lot of things. Sometimes folks even have evidence themselves, and you know, they send me this stuff, and yeah, it's kind of crazy about what goes on in the community. Yeah. But anyways, that is going to do it for this episode. Again, I know these videos are very short, but these are so fast and so easy for me to edit. So I will have these videos out left and right. So that way you guys will still be able to keep up with the action. And as you guys can see right now, we are currently getting raided by quote-unquote #1 NA, or otherwise known as Cupid and Mommy's clan, the guys that go around, the big 10-man clans that supposedly have this mesh that we may or may not know exists, at least as of right now, because it's only the beginning of the series, and we are going based off of what people have told me. So we will be starting off episode 3 of what the heck is going on with them raiding us. That will probably take up a pretty good amount, or a pretty good portion of the next video. And it's possible it might be longer, a little bit longer. But I will see you guys all in the next one. Until then, peace out.